Hi everybody. After a weird couple of weeks, back for a Tag Tuesday, and this is what I made. I showed it on Thread Thursday the other day, and I was having trouble with finding any beads, but I have got crystal beads, so I put a row of them like little rocks along the shoreline, and I decided that, as I said on Thursday, that as the tags are all going to be like that, I thought it was a bit odd to have one hanging that way, so I thought I would prefer it to hang down in here. I had all sorts of trouble with, even thinking that I had beads, really, honest. So in the end I found this, and also my beading needle really couldn't get through these little tiny ones. In the end I have decided to finish this tag, so tag 27, so I can get on to tag 28 today and just get this done. So I figured if I've got this small little eensy weensy tailoring needle, that perhaps I can actually get this finished. So I'm just going to do one for today. So last night my daughter and her new boyfriend came for dinner, my eldest daughter. That was really lovely. I was going to make them a roast because it's easy, because Lily's, sometimes vegan, sometimes vegetarian, and it's easy to make a roast. But in the end, Lily had her second COVID injection and she just wasn't feeling very well. Oh no. Oh really? That won't go through? Oh. You wouldn't figure it, would you? See if one of these ones will go through. Oh, they're really tight. Oh, that's odd. I was going to put this little teardrop one at the bottom. So see, that's what I mean. I've had all sorts of trouble with this particular tag. I got past halfway and there's one that fits. Good. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, so now what I have to do is just, maybe this will be a good anchoring one to turn around and come back up through. Just put some of those. Hopefully I can come back in after oh yeah, okay, good. All right, back up through. Let me get it on camera a bit better. So in the end I made chicken cacciatore for dinner. First time I'd made it, and I did it all day in the slow cooker, so that was fun. And met the new guy, and we had a lovely evening, all sorts of conversations. Enjoyed dinner, and his favourite apple pie, apparently, was his favourite. So that was a good guess. Right, let's see. How is this? What's happening? All right, some of the thread. I think that's the early thread from the first pass through. And all right, let's see. Something's still pulling a bit there. Right, got it. one seems a bit loose, doesn't it? That one there. Alright, don't like this one really very much at all, but I've done it. I'm sure if I'd have had a whole range of beads I would have probably found it a bit easier. Now let's see why that one's a bit loose. Might just secure that one down a bit better. Bring that in here. Yes, anyway, so Lily was sick. She had it was her second injection, so she had the achy bones, and what she said, she just actually said she felt like she had a really bad hangover. That's how she felt. All right, this is, it's not really sitting properly. Oh my goodness, I really haven't enjoyed this one at all. They're all supposed to be under that little ridge, that edge there, and hanging down. Okay, I'm casting it off and I'm giving it up and I'm moving to the next one, because that's what you do. So yeah, I got to take her over some soup and move her heater for her and get her all snuggled up and toasty warm, and hopefully, and I think she usually works today, which is, I'm filming this on a Sunday, and she's taking a day off work today, so that's good. Right, there we are. That's 27. So now 28. We're going to do, I think, spider's web, and I'll be back in a sec. Right, so tag 28. Got a bit of material that's the right size. I've done 2 little circles and 2 bigger circles. And I'm just going to put, so this isn't quite big enough, but I'll move it around. So I think this material's a bit small for the next size up that I've got. Alright, so I'm going to try, I actually like the idea of being able to try a few different things on this one. Needle. Might do pink for the spokes and a different colour. Right, so this is going to be the uneven spokes. So it's not the wrap, it's the spider's web one. I know how to find the middle. Guesstimating the middle. Right, so we're going to have one spoke up here. I remember, I've done it before, you do a peace sign. That might be a bit of a problem. Try not to get the knot from the back. Sign. Right, so that's 3. Alright, so 4. Five. Now to me, this one's too big, so I'm going to make this a 6, which makes it the wrap one, so the even number. Now if that's the case, then I think, do we need them closer together? Do we need even more to wrap? I guess it doesn't matter, I guess they're all experimental. So do I want to do it all pink? I don't think so. Right, what colour? So something kind of maybe dark purple. See, so this is I'm not quite sure what the thread is, but it's like a single strand, like a perlé or something. Looks a bit like maybe a 5. So this is actually floss, which will need to be broken down. So I think I'd like to stay, but alright, so this might not last long enough for a wrap. There might not be enough of it, but let's see how we go. Let's help ourselves. Oh, actually, no, I'll get a blunt one. Right, where's my blunt needles? Oh, it's way too big. Do I have a blunt needle that isn't mega massive? Maybe not. Right. No, they're all pretty sharp actually. All my needles. I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? But this is blunter. That's blunter than that one. So let's try this. Right. Not. Okay, so it's under 2 wrap 1. Under 2 wrap 1. Oh, I hope I'm doing this right, because I'm actually ending up going round that one twice. As usual, you can watch what I do to know what not to do. Wrap around 1. Under 2. Wrap around 1. Oh yeah, no, that's the wrap. That's how it works. Yep, I think I am doing it right. Am I? Under 2. There we go. Now these ones are a little bit time consuming in terms of watching. Do I have a story? Do I have a story to tell? I do. I actually haven't told anyone the dating restaurant stories. Maybe I shouldn't for privacy, but so yes, I was dating, went on a couple of dates with a new man, and he said it was my choice what restaurant to go to. He said he liked fish and vegetables. So I thought that's easy done. So I took him to a Spanish tapas bar, which has, oh no, there's not, goodness me. Yes, which does have all sorts of different, little fish dishes and stuff. And that was good. We talked for hours. It was a good night. And realised we wanted to go on another date because we talked a lot. And then the next time he said to me, "Your choice again." And I was thinking, okay, fish and, all right, I would like some crispy barramundi, so fish and vegetables, maybe a Thai restaurant. And then he said he felt like he might like Indian food. So I booked the best, apparently. Maybe I did tell this story. Did I tell this story? Anyway, I can't remember. I know I wrote it, and I know I've told one or two people it. So I booked the supposedly best Indian restaurant. Anyway, we went in, and the girl didn't know what on earth she was doing when she was serving us. She had no idea of the menu. She was really flustered and all over the place. And he was very kind about it. And I think it's a good thing when you're on a date to observe how a person is at a restaurant. He was very kind. Anyway, we got to the end of the night. We hadn't got our rice. We'd got, she hadn't been able to explain any of the dishes to us. So we'd ordered one onion bhaji each, which it turned out that there were 3 on the plate, so that was a bit hard because I only wanted to try one. I also don't like a lot of fatty foods because, upsets my gallbladder. So we did that, and then we ordered a vegetarian sort of platter, and it came and it had 4 more onion bhajis on it. So that I was very disappointed because I said, "Why didn't you tell us?" Anyway, he said, "It doesn't matter. We'll just get them takeaway, and it's just could have been better, but it's just the way it is." So we went up to pay. So then we noticed that she had her backpack and she was leaving, the waitress. And anyway, she went out the door, and there was her husband waiting for her with her little baby in a pram. So we both were a bit maybe taken aback a bit that we expected amazing service but forgot that human beings maybe work there, and we've all had COVID lockdown, and she's just had a baby, but she just had to really go and do some work. Maybe they needed the money. Anyway, we went up to the counter, and the man who runs the restaurant was so frazzled, and we said, "Look, we didn't get our rice," and it was a bit disappointing, but he said that he'd had 2 staff call in sick, and he'd called in someone at the very last minute who didn't know the menu, didn't really speak English either, and so it was a mess. The night was basically a write-off for him and a mess, really. So we felt sorry for him. So it just goes to show, though, you go wanting to have this amazing experience, and you end up just being reminded that you're not the centre of the universe. And that there are people in the world just struggling, trying to get on with their lives, and so it was a learning and a lesson. A lesson in humility, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess I expect if I'm going to a restaurant that I kind of at least can ask what's on the menu. But there you go. And it just went to show the calibre of that man, that he was so kind to those people in the restaurant. and that was a good thing. Anyway, so then I had an ultrasound and found out I had to have a biopsy, so he took me out for dinner again because he wanted me to be happy and he wanted to cheer me up. And he said, would you like to go and have Pakistani? And I went, yes, please, because I love trying different cultures and different foods. It was a halal place. And of course, I realised he had always said he was Muslim, and I had never thought that the reason we were going to places where he could get fish and vegetables was because he needed to be at a place where he could have halal food. So we had this Pakistani food, which was the most delicious food I've ever had in ages, and very polite, very nice custom. And he obviously felt a lot more at ease there than he had at the other places, mainly because he needed to know he could have a good meal of vegetables and fish. And yeah, he couldn't. I'd failed. The tapas bar didn't actually have fish, it just had little things like calamari and prawns and stuff. And the Indian food obviously was just all deep fried, and so that was very disappointing. The funny thing about that Indian place was that when Liz and Mitch were here last night for dinner, I was telling them that story, and they had just been last night to that same place and said that they'd really enjoyed it because they'd ordered, you know, what they'd ordered was what I said I probably should have ordered, and they'd loved it. And I said, I'm never going back there. So there you go. You just can't tell, can you? Everyone's experiences are different. So here we go. So that was my third date, was to the Muslim-filled halal Pakistani restaurant, which was still good fun. We're still having good fun and just, you know, getting to know each other. Till he decided he wanted me to be in love with him, and I said, I've only known you 14 days. And I thought, you know what? I think sometimes you just have to embrace being single and just be single. And that's the end of it. And just get used to it and just like it. Because how many try-agains are you meant to have? It'd be all right if it was just, oh, well, everyone's happy to be friends, but it's not like that. It's just not. For me, I felt that it took me 2 years to really get to know Lawrence, and always, every time, something goes wrong, and it's like we really love each other, but we just have a misunderstanding, and he disappears. This is why I learned a lot about love languages that couple of weeks ago. Love languages. And if someone doesn't speak your love language, how you can never feel that they really do like you or love you or whatever. Anyway, TMI again, once again, managed to TMI my video, and funnily enough, Liz and Mitch had watched a few of my videos. Now, most people would say that their family doesn't really watch their videos, so it was nice that they'd watched it. And Mitch was commenting on how much he enjoyed my editing, and I was like, well, I do take a lot of time with that. Well, I haven't lately, but for the most part I do care about it and try to do a good job. So yeah, that was interesting. And then I went, oh my goodness, I just overshare so much. You know what, they didn't care. They actually thought it was authentic, and I said, that's exactly what I think. It's being authentic. Now let's see if I can do the spider's web one, the over, under, over one. So it needs an uneven number, but I think because I'm doing it on such a big thing here, that I have to do a lot, not just 5. There's the end, I think it's there. So anyway, there you go. I think that the moral of the story is that if you feel alone or unsupported, it's not true. There's always people there that support you. Oh, that's wonky. Already messing it up. You're supported. Someone will turn up if you need a date. Your family are there for you if you need to know that people are there that understand you and know you. And I'm saying that because my sister's been going all out to try and work out a present that I'd like for my 60th. Something that is from everyone that will be a good reminder. And I've opted to update my Fitbit to an Apple Watch. Now, it's not a fancy present to have, is it? But do you know what? Every time, that watch will be on me 24/7, and I will be using it for a very long time. So that's what we're doing this week. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11. I still feel that little gap there's a bit too big. Well, that's my uneven number, but I think I have to split this one, so I've gotten back to an even. So we're doing a wrap again. All right, that's what we're doing. Now, what colour? Maybe we're going to do bright colours today. Oh, anyway, that's been a very interesting month or two, really, honestly. You think things are going one way, and you're happy about them. Very happy. I was very, very happy. And then things go completely the opposite way, and I don't know, I just feel like was surprised, and I've just been trying to pick up the pieces ever since. Really, that's really what's been going on. Trying to pick up the pieces of what happened. I was so happy, and everything went awry. Amazing, actually, when you kind of feel like picking up the pieces is kind of an odd one, because if you really feel like you've just shattered, it doesn't take 5 minutes. It doesn't take 5 minutes to heal a broken heart. It doesn't take 5 minutes to get yourself back together. For me, it can take ages, weeks, months even, because everyone knows I've got an anxiety disorder, so it takes me a bit longer to pick up all the pieces. Oh, why does it keep knotting? Oh, come on, that's not fair. Don't want that to happen. Come on. Dearie me, oh my goodness. Anyway, so I am, after this video, what's going on with that? I am going to do some yoga. I haven't done some yoga for a while. I've had a lovely, oh, why? Something's terribly wrong here. Let me backtrack and see what went wrong. Alright, I think that's not tight. So that should go over and under. 1, 2, this wrap is going a bit weird. Okay. Yes, so I'm going to do some yoga. I've got my eating back on track, got my sleeping back on track. Just waiting for the results of the biopsy, which is taking way too long. It's probably nothing at all serious. They just found a little node on my thyroid, and so they wanted to do a biopsy. And yeah, it takes a while, apparently. Anyway, I really don't have much more to report than that, really. That's about what's been going on in my life. Why is this not looking right? It's like I'm going under 2, wrap background 1, under 2. That's what I'm meant to be doing. Maybe I've made a mistake and there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's what you do for the even numbers. It's not looking like a wrap though, is it? Fascinating. Oh, it's not looking like it's meant to, but I actually like it. Have I just miscounted? Right, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No. Curiouser and curiouser. Maybe it just starts like that and it gets proper by the edges. Let's do some quick ones and get a bit further out and see how it's looking. I mean, for me, I might change thread because that looks like the centre of a flower, doesn't it? Let's do a yellow. Just make it a bit bigger. It's like a daisy. I hate that one's like that. All right, let's go under there, come out the back, tighten that one because that's being annoying. Anyway, it hasn't all been bleak. I did go up to stay with my friends, and I think I did mention this when I went to stay with my friends and got to see the van. But I went out with my friend, one of my friends for lunch while I was up there. I've been getting a lot of good restauranting in, haven't I? I was starving for some restaurant time. 2 weeks and I had about overkill. Now, where did I end? There. Right, so we're coming under. Make this shorter. Then I realised that you just can't do that because then you just put on weight and you have food that's a bit richer than you should be having. I mean, you can do it, of course, but you can't maintain it. It needs to be a little bit more, you need to temper it with a few bowls of steamed vegetables. Not like if I wake up at 4:30, I already start with a cup of tea, and then I want breakfast by 6 or even 5:30 some days. I think out of boredom, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, it's lunchtime at morning tea time, and then it's dinner time at like lunch time or afternoon tea time. And then you've still got hours to go before it's bedtime. It's crazy. What is this old age thing? It's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. Really. Alright, so this is looking... I guess it looks, because there's so many spokes, the wrap is, you know, it's like taking a while to sort of show. I'm going to go off and finish this and start the other ones, and I'll be back. Oh, just finishing off Spider's Web one. That's come up really nicely. Just cast that off. I ended up with this one doing quite a few spokes. I was trying to make one of these, which is the over-under weaving one, and for some reason I didn't manage to get an odd number. I got an even number, so in the end I just did a spider's web. Well, why not? Now I'm just going to cut this down. Anyway, there you have it. I might do a little bit more on it, but for now, here's tag 28. So we've got 27 with its little dangly bit, and 28. All right, well, that's it for Tag Tuesday, and I will see you next time, and I hope everyone's having a good week, and lots of love and hugs, and see you soon. Bye for now.